Everyone can sit now. Good morning. Welcome, faculty, families, friends, and graduates to the commencement of the class of 2021. Being recognized as a salutatorian of our graduating class is an honor. While many consider second place to be the first loser, my O'Neill basketball career has taught me that second place is still an accomplishment to be proud of. To my fellow graduates, I've heard many say that high school is the greatest time of our lives, but I disagree. The greatest time of our lives is just beginning. With graduation comes the freedom to study what we choose and the freedom to decide who we will be as adults. On behalf of the class of 2021, I would like to thank our families for their love, support, and for giving us the opportunity to attend O'Neill. And thank you to all the wonderful teachers at O'Neill. We've been lucky to have your patience, guidance, and wisdom over the past 4 years. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you, Kayla. Kayla Jenkins is the O'Neill School Class of 2021 Salutatorian. This morning we come together, family, friends, faculty, students, and staff, to recognize this important step for our class of 2021. I want to start by thanking the seniors for all they have done for the school and for their fellow students. We also thank the senior parents and guardians who have entrusted us with your children and shared their O'Neill years with them. And thank you, O'Neill faculty members, for the dedication, support, and love you have provided this remarkable class. Our school has drawn together this year, cooperated for the good of all, celebrated success, and there is a real sense of pride to be part of the O'Neill School. Athletics started outdoors in June, and we opened fully in person in mid-August. This year, O'Neill students were able to meet with college representatives, take the SAT and ACT, perform on stage, engage with each other, their teachers, and play together. O'Neill even won the Wells Fargo Cup for the second straight time as the strongest 2A athletic program in the state. O'Neill has only closed a couple of lower school classrooms, never closed a division, nor had a cluster of COVID-19. I share these accomplishments because our community has been simply amazing, and we are so proud of the way we faced adversity, made great choices for each other, and always did what was best for our students and families. Class of 2021, your determination to help the school make this incredible year as normal as possible was so important to the morale and well-being of everyone on campus. There have been many challenges, and we are grateful for your positive example and leadership. Thank you. When we think of the class of 2021, the breadth of their interests and talents is exceptional. All are scholars, each finding unique academic passions at O'Neill. They include writers and athletes and scientists. Many of this fine group fit into more than one category, and several have excelled at the highest levels in fields not limited to our offerings at O'Neill. They are committed to the service of others. They are leaders, and they are positive, passionate, and fun. Some members of the class have been at O'Neill for 14 years, others shorter, and a couple left and returned. But we are so glad that all are members of the class of 2021, and we are proud of you. Yesterday's awards ceremony and the class of 2021 video perfectly captured the growth and progress and changes during their years at O'Neill. Schools like ours are not just buildings. They are communities of people who share an important period of time together. Class of 2021, you have come so far over the years together, and you will always be a special part of our community. Your futures are very bright, and the entire school community congratulates you on your many accomplishments. It is my pleasure to introduce O'Neill's Class of 2021 Valedictorian, Molly Kuzma.
When I first sat down to write this speech, I was not sure where to begin. So I began to comb through my memories of the past 4 years and reflect upon what my time at O'Neill has meant. I then found myself thinking about the concept of time. I thought about how time flies by and how there is never enough of it. I thought about all the moments where life moves so fast that we are not always able to appreciate the time that we have and the people we share our time with. I mean, it feels like it was just yesterday when the class of 2021 walked through the doors of the upper school for the first time, and now we are on the graduation podium. As any one of my classmates could tell you, time moves faster at O'Neill than it does anywhere else. Sometimes, as the deadline for a test, quiz, lab report, or presentation is fast approaching, we find ourselves questioning where all the time is gone. Whereas on other highly anticipated occasions, such as class trips, spirit weeks, and dances, we are astonished by how the event seems to be over in the blink of an eye. It's funny how time always manages to elude us when we so desperately want it most. So how can we stop the speeding of time and fully appreciate the beauty that life has to offer? While it may be impossible to literally stop time, we can at least slow it with laughter and gratitude. Laughter holds a special power. It has the ability to brighten any day, bring a smile to any face, and turn a moment of sorrow into a moment of joy. In the words of Mark Twain, against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. In my opinion, this includes the rush of time. To laugh is to be able to stop and find the humor in a situation, but in order to do so, you must first understand and appreciate the moment itself. When you're not laughing, try to say thank you. It takes a little extra time to say thank you, but that is precisely how we can slow the onset of time. Every teacher, every parent, and every student that I have met has changed my life in one way or another, and all I can say is thank you. There's a lot that can be packed into those two little words, and saying them means that you appreciate what someone has done for you and the moment that they have influenced. So I'll take some time here to say thank you to all the people who helped shape my high school experience. To my family, thank you for your endless love and support over these past 17 years. I cannot begin to express how much I appreciate everything you have done for me. To my classmates, thank you for the countless laughs, good times, and memories that will last a lifetime. And to the amazing O'Neill faculty, thank you for believing in me, inspiring me, and challenging me both in and out of the classroom. And that brings us back to the present, to this time, to this graduation ceremony. Graduation is a celebration not just of our futures, but also of our past. It is about more than this one ceremony. It is about freshman year, when we stayed up all night singing karaoke at Camp Caraway and piled onto Miss Brace's beanbags every day after lunch. It's about sophomore year, when we traversed the streets of Charleston, had our first encounter with the College Board, and poured our hearts and all of our change into the penny war. It's about junior year, when many of us developed a love for coffee as we began the all-important college application process and had our life turned upside down by the onset of a global pandemic. It is about senior year, when we were able to reunite after months in quarantine and bond over senior breakfast and senior lunch. Every single day for the past 4 years, I learned about how lucky I am to be a part of this community. And that's what graduation is really all about. Graduation is a celebration of each and every one of these moments. In a few months, we will be college students, and soon enough, even that new beginning will come to an end as we will graduate and set off into the world. On this journey, be sure to laugh often and say thank you to those who deserve it. But most of all, be sure to enjoy the moment, for time is too precious to let slip away. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Molly, and congratulations. Our 2021 commencement speaker is Cameron Compton Sadler. Ms. Sadler graduated from the O'Neill School in 1984. During her time at O'Neill, she was an outstanding student athlete, active in clubs and student government, and she received the O'Neill Effort Award for 3 consecutive years. Finally, Ms. Sadler was a nominee for the Moorhead Kane Scholarship in her senior year. Cameron Compton Sadler earned her Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from the UNC Keenan Flagler Business School and her MBA from Emory University's Goizueta Business School. Ms. Sadler spent more than 15 years with Mondelez International, most recently as the Director of Global Sales Capabilities. In her professional career with both Kraft Foods and Mondelez International, Ms. Sadler was known for her exceptional team development and leadership. Ms. Sadler is a lifelong and accomplished equestrian. She enjoys being on her farm in Southern Pines and being active with Moore County Hounds and a board member of the Walther Moss Foundation. Please join me in welcoming Cameron Compton Sadler.
Thanks so much, and good morning. I just want to start off with, I am so excited to be here talking to this group, but I feel a little awkward talking to the back of your heads. So I'm going to move around a little bit. if that's okay. That's more I'm not a good standstill person. So thank you for that great intro. I wanted to start off by thanking everybody at O'Neill and say, wow, what a huge amount of positive change has gone on since I last set foot here. I mean, it's just incredible to see, this many people out of graduation, this many people graduating. We had smaller classes back then. B, the facility is really transformed in a positive way. So to all the parents and all the people that are making that happen, well done, and thank you. Thanks to O'Neill for giving me a great foundation. I went on to do some good things, and I'm still having a ton of fun doing good things. So, and I am thankful. I'm grateful that I had the start that I had here. We were lucky to also have Sand Hills Community College next door. I'm guessing some of you still take advantage of that opportunity and participate in classes there. So a few more things about me, and then I'm going to get into what's really important. Like Kayla, I was the salutatorian of my class, so like Kayla, I think that's a great place to be. It's worked out great for me, and I'm still really happy with it. Being first is sometimes really great, but it's also can be better to see the person in front of you and then use that as a learning. And learning has been a theme throughout my whole career, for sure. I actually ended my career in December 31st of 2020 by retiring. So I'm retired now, and it couldn't be better, I'll just say. So again, thanks O'Neill for getting me off to a good start. Thanks to UNC, and thanks to Emory. It all worked out. I spent 32 and a half years with the same company, which started out as General Foods, and then it was Philip Morris, and then it was Kraft, and then it was Mondelez. So while I worked at one place for 32 and a half years, which is highly uncommon these days, it felt like a lot of different experiences. I moved to at least 20 different places and had more than 20 different jobs while I was working there. Predominantly in sales, and then ending with the last 10 years being sales capability. So training and learning and helping people grow and that sort of thing. So I am highly invested in education, although it's been much more with adults, as I don't have children other than my four-legged ones. I'm a big adventure seeker. I love to ride, I love to garden, I love to travel. I've traveled to more than 70 countries, which has just been an amazing experience and really set me up to do some of the things that I heard Molly talk about. Appreciating the time, appreciating the people you're with, appreciating the moment, being so thankful for what we have here in this country, what I have on my little farm with my husband, etc. Seeing some of the undeveloped countries was truly a valuable experience that I think just helped me to appreciate the time and everything else so much. So well said, Molly. Now I'm 5 months into retirement, and like 2 months ago, Blanche calls me up and she said, will you do this? And I said, sure, what do I have to do? So I started thinking about it, but kind of got very busy with the 12 horses and the 25 chickens and competing and all the things that I do, my garden, because it's spring and it's dry. And it came back to me like, I got to get going on this. And I was like, well, I've been to 3 commencements myself participating, the 1984 here, the 88 UNC, and the 99 Emory. And what struck me as super funny is I didn't remember the speaker, and I didn't remember what they had to say at all. So I got on the internet, because now we can do that. Of course, we didn't do that back when I was in high school. And I looked up who was the speaker for UNC and Emory. And it was, a senator from Arkansas, and the head of state of the country came to speak at Emory. And I'm like, wow, and I couldn't remember what they said. Oh, wow. So the good thing, what I did remember was it was a great day. It was a great time. All 3 times you're leaving something and you're going on to something else. One door's, not shutting, because I don't think it ever shuts to where you've been. But another door is definitely opening. And so I was thankful for those memories, but I was kind of like, gee, I wish I remembered anything that those people said. And it was kind of like, you know, there's a lot of opportunity. You're gonna have a job. It's gonna be great. Like, go forth and do well. That's a kind of what I remember. So what I want you to remember, and I'm gonna look at you while I say this. 6 words. Live your life like it matters. Every day, live your life like it matters. And you'll hear me repeat that a couple of times, because then you'll be happy and things will be good. Okay? So, live your life like it matters, in case anybody in the back couldn't hear that. So there's really 2 things that I would say that are important to make that happen. 2 things. So if you want to live your life like it matters, make a plan and make progress. So that seems super simple, but it's harder than you think. I'm a lot older than you guys. And one thing about plans is they change. So the first thing is start with an end in mind. And then the second thing is it's okay if the end in mind changes, and it probably will. So just accept that things are going to change, and if you can be flexible and adjust your plan and be happy with any progress that you're making and any speed that you're making it, you're probably going to have a great journey. And life is just that. It's a journey. It's you can have it be fun, or you can have it be not fun. So enjoy the journey and be grateful for what you have along the way. No experience, nothing that happens to you is a bad thing, as long as you learn something from it. So learn from everything that happens, and if it feels like a bad thing, think about how you can turn it into a learning. If you do that, you're going to be just fine. So the first thing, again, is make a plan and make progress towards the plan, and be okay with it if it changes. The second thing is be happy in what you do, professionally and personally. Happiness is not overrated. And there's a quote from a monk, because now I'm into meditating and all that. Happiness is available. Please help yourself to it. Happiness is available. Please help yourself to it. So I believe that. And I have seen over my 3 phases of life that, you know, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But try to be happy with the road you're on, okay? And watch out for the rabbit holes. The rabbit holes are the changes that are going to come and happen, and just go with it. It'll be all right. It usually is. So in my life so far, and it's hopefully not even close to being over, because I feel like I'm just starting that next thing, which is retirement. There's kind of 3 phases. The first one is the me phase. That's when it's all about you and your career, and you're a go-getter, and you know you've decided where you're going to college. You're going to decide if you're going to be in a fraternity or sorority. You're going to decide if you're going to study all the time or party all the time. And it's that's all part of it. If you go from O'Neill and you go like we went to UNC, woohoo! There's a lot of people and there's a lot to do, a lot to take in. First 2 years, not so great. Second 2 years, pretty good. Okay? And that's okay. It was part of the journey. Like, I learned what worked for me. So, you know, it's about being accepting of what you're going through and enjoying every second, every minute of time, like Molly talked about. Being grateful for the experience, good or bad. And if it's a bad experience, what did you learn? Always think about it that way. The second phase, I call it the S phase. And that's typically when you get a spouse or a partner, or even a second spouse in my case. You got family from the first one, you got family from the second one, you've got your own family, who, like your mom getting old, or your dad, you might have kids, but all of a sudden, you have all these other things that become more important than the me part. So you might have to put your career a little second place, or you might not. You might hire people to help with all this other stuff, but either way, I'd say embrace that period of your life and enjoy it. Take it for all it's worth from every person that you're with, and enjoy the heck out of it. The third phase, I call that the community phase. And to me, that's when you give back. As in the me phase, you're taking the college, you're taking the O'Neill, what you learned, you're taking what you learn when you get at your job, and you're using it to get yourself ahead. The us phase, you're helping a lot of other people that you're really close to. And then the community phase is when you expand your reach. So, and to me, community actually started when I was in my job still, but it was the last 10 years when I got into training globally. And I can tell you, like, I'm still friends. I still get messages from people all over the world. Hey, can you help me with this? You know, I'm struggling with something. And to me, that's a huge fun community to stay attached to because I love to travel even for personal. I'm also involved in the community here, of course, as you mentioned, but community can be in work, it can be out of work, it can be a lot of different things, but you sort of hit this third part of your life where it becomes much more about helping others along on their journey. And I hope I'm going to help you a little by reminding you that the most important thing to do is to live your life like every day matters. Live your life like it matters. Don't be blasé about any day. Whoops.
Almost got there.
Thank you. So, like I said, I do want to leave you with one thing. I don't care if you remember me, but I hope you remember that. Those 6 words, live your life like it matters. And I can tell you with great authority, because I've done it, you will be happy and you will be successful in your own definition of what success is. Thank you for having me here. It's great to see you, and congratulations!
Mr. Elmore, Mrs. Getschmidt, Mr. Jacobs, trustees, faculty, parents, and friends. It is my pleasure to present to you the O'Neill School Class of 2021. Stand up. As I read the names, I ask that you please hold your applause until each student is properly and fully introduced. Reagan Abigail Adams. Assisting in the presentation will be her mother and O'Neill's new head of lower school, Mrs. Kelly Adams. Jack Reagan Daly. Frances Grace Edrington. Assisting in the presentation will be her mother and former Parents Association President, Mrs. Tisha Edrington. Taylor Mintz Edrington. Assisting in the presentation will be her mother and former Parents Association President, Mrs. Tisha Edrington. Stephen Harrison Fuquay. Gina Marie Gibbons. Kayla Grace Jenkins. Tyler Christopher Jordan. Reese James Kelso. Molly Elizabeth Kuzma. Benjamin Barrett Martin. Holly Ann Pashley. Timothy Lee Richardson. Matthew Allen Riles. Samuel Ryan Turner. Michaela Sky Waldo. Taya Marie Walt. It is with great pleasure that I present to you the graduates of the O'Neill School Class of 2021. Graduates, you may flip your tassels. Tassel.
Thank you, Ms. Sadler and Ms. Gutschmidt. And Class of 2021, it is great pleasure for me to say congratulations, graduates.